Welcome to the Ben Gregersen Show.
Good evening, Pocatello, and good evening, America. We have a lot to discuss tonight. Last week, we discussed collectivism and how collectivism is socialism. Collectivism is a socialist philosophy. And we showed a video where Barack Obama talked about collectivism and talked about how he believed in collectivism and how he thought we needed to use collectivism in order to control the media and to control all kinds of different aspects of our society, which I think is frightening. And he then went on to say that this socialism still needs to be a democracy with a small d. And that disturbed me because I don't like it when politicians say that our democracy should be a democracy with a small d, because I don't think it is their right to determine what kind of democracy we have and how big our democracy is going to be. For me, I want us to have the most freedom that we could have. And I don't like it when politicians come out and say that we should only have a little bit of freedom. And that's what Barack Obama did. He said that we should only have a little bit of freedom, and I don't think that that's right. Now, there's another video I want to show you of Barack Obama talking about collectivism.
Individual salvation always depends on collective salvation.
My individual salvation is not going to come about without a collective salvation for the country.
My individual salvation rests on our collective salvation.
So Barack Obama is saying that his individual salvation is based on our collective salvation. I find that disturbing because for me, I believe that salvation comes only through one name and one name only, and that name is Jesus Christ. Barack Obama is stating here that collectivism, is what brings about our salvation. And collectivism is a socialist philosophy. And I certainly don't believe that my individual salvation comes from socialism. I believe that my salvation comes from Jesus Christ and Jesus Christ only. So for me, when I hear Barack Obama say that he believes that his salvation comes from socialism, that leads me to believe that Barack Obama may believe in socialism religiously, meaning that socialism is a religious thing for Barack Obama. I mean, for me, salvation is something that is religious. That is something that I believe in religiously. And then I hear the president saying that he believes that his salvation comes from a socialist philosophy. And I find that quite disturbing. And some of you might be saying, "Oh, Ben, I think you're going too far with this." I don't think that Barack Obama believes in socialism religiously. And I think that he does. And I think more evidence of that, there is more evidence that he does believe in socialism on a religious level. And I got another video to show you guys of Barack Obama. And this is a video of his pastor, Jeremiah Wright. This guy was Obama's pastor for 20 years. And Obama went to his church and listened to his teachings for 20 years. And Jeremiah Wright, in this video, praises socialism over and over and over. He's standing there on that pedestal and he's praising socialism, and he's preaching socialism. And this is the kind of stuff that Obama went to church and listened to. So to me, that tells me that Barack Obama does believe in the socialist stuff on a religious level.
Thank you for fulfilling the invaluable purpose that you had in mind to offer a forum for commentary and analysis from a specifically socialist perspective. Thank you for filling the incredible void in critical thinking among the American populace, offering insights that force your readers to wrestle with reality in some new and exciting ways, moving us inch by inch away from a herd mentality to a place where we have to come to grips with the uncomfortable truths of our world. Thank you for meeting a need in an environment that is suffocating with its need-to-know mindset, which controls the media speak and media spin what the American public is told about the latest developments in Latin America, Asia, and Africa. Where corporate media sets up a binary lens through which we are taught to view the world, an us versus them world, and a communist versus Christian world. After all, we are a Christian country. Monthly Review gives us multiple lenses through which to view a very complex world with layers and layers of nuanced differences. You state up front that your starting point is, quote, no-nonsense Marxism, unquote. But you dispel all the negative images we have been programmed to conjure up with just the mention of that word socialism or Marxism. And you not only raise the issues, you champion the interests of those whom my faith tradition teaches are the most important on this planet. The have-nots, the hungry, the dispossessed, those whom Jesus called the least of these, and those whom Frantz Fanon called the wretched of the earth. You have championed the interests of those who are the victims of Martin Luther King's famous menage a trois, militarism, capitalism, and racism. For 6 decades, you have been unswerving in your commitment to make this world a better place for those whom we in this country have made this world one hell of a place. And we come tonight to salute you and to celebrate with you 6 decades of dedicated service. I am highly honored tonight, and doubly honored. I am honored that you asked me to address such an important group of people, persons from different walks of life and persons from different faith traditions. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to bring you a word of thanksgiving from those who don't ordinarily get a hearing unless they go along with the program, sing in tune with whatever is the popular tune, and stay in lockstep with the political pundits who tell us what is politically correct, what is permissible, and what will be tolerated from a person of color in this land, the land of the greed and the home of the brave. Excuse me, the land of the greed and home of the slave. Now, thank you.
So that was Barack Obama's pastor, Jeremiah Wright, speaking to a bunch of socialists. He's at a socialist convention, and he's there praising socialism and praising communism, talking about how wonderful it is, and how he says that his faith is based on the socialist principles that this socialist group aspires to. And this was Barack Obama's pastor. Barack Obama went to church every week and heard this guy, teaching his congregation about how great and how wonderful socialism is. So to me, that is perfect evidence that Barack Obama believes in socialism at a religious level, which I find kind of scary because, like I said, I believe that salvation only comes through Christ. I don't believe that salvation comes through collectivism. Salvation comes through Jesus. There have been some other things in the news too. This week we learned that the Obama administration has been wiretapping phones and that they have been collecting data from Verizon wireless users. And they've been collecting our phone records and combing through them, which I find disturbing because I think that is a breach of our privacy. And I think that that is undermining our constitutional rights. It undermines the Fourth Amendment in the Constitution when our government is wiretapping our phones. I use Verizon Wireless, so I know that Barack Obama knows every phone call I've made. He knows who I've been calling to. He knows who I've called. And I just find that kind of disturbing, especially because I've done nothing wrong. I'm not a terrorist, I'm not a criminal, so I don't know why Barack Obama is collecting my phone records. Bush only wiretapped terror suspects from other countries. Obama wiretapped every single American, even those stupid enough to vote for him. Since no one is calling, there's actually another video regarding Obama's socialism that I would like to share with you. We learned in that video that Barack Obama was a member of the Chicago New Party. And the Chicago New Party is well known for being a socialist party. They are, I mean, they don't deny it. You know, their party is a socialist party. It's basically the Socialist Party of Chicago. And Barack Obama, back in the 1990s, was a card-carrying member of a socialist party. So I think that proves without a doubt that Barack Obama is a socialist. What I find so disturbing about socialism is that socialism is the exact opposite of everything that makes this country great. Our country is based on constitutional principles. Our Constitution was written and designed to keep our government limited and to keep our government small so that we, the people, could rule over our government, so that we, the people, can be free. The smaller the government is, the more free you and I are. So it is important that we protect and preserve this Constitution, because this Constitution is the only thing that is going to keep our government small. It is the only thing that limits the size of our government. Socialists, they step on this Constitution. They hate this Constitution because this Constitution is against everything that they support. Socialists support big government. Why? Because socialism cannot work unless the government is big. The only way that you could establish a socialist government is by growing the government and making the government the most important thing in our lives. What socialism does is it makes the government the provider. The government provides everything for you and me. The government provides us with our food. The government provides us with our clothing. The government provides us with our health care. The government provides us with everything. Government takes care of us. It's a nanny state. Under a socialist government, we don't need to go out and work. You know, we don't need to be self-reliant. Why? Because the government is taking care of us. That's a socialist government. And that is 100% against everything that our founding fathers believed in. The reason I am a conservative is because I believe in small government. I believe in the principles of small government that are laid out in our Constitution. Our founding fathers, they wrote this Constitution, and this Constitution is, everything in it is conservative principles. Everything. Why? Because this Constitution limits the size of government. And conservatives want to limit the size of government. So if we want to preserve the freedoms of our country, we need to fight socialism, because socialism has the potential of destroying our freedom. Socialism has the potential of destroying our Constitution. So we need to protect our Constitution, and the only way that we're going to do that is if we defeat socialism. I pray every day that we could preserve our freedoms. I think it would be so sad if my children went out to celebrate the 4th of July and our country was no longer free. Those fireworks would be going off in the sky, and my son would probably ask me, "Daddy, what's freedom?" To me, that would be so sad, because at that point, freedom would just be a thing of the past. That's why I believe in limited government, is because the only way that we are going to remain free is if we continue to limit the government. And the best way we can do that is by protecting this Constitution and making sure that our government abides by this Constitution. I believe that it is important that we get involved in our communities and that we go out there and be charitable. Go out there and help those that need help. There are people out there that are struggling, and if you have the capability to help them out, to help them through their tough situation, I know that if you do that, that you will find happiness, that you will be happy, and you will be happy because you have made somebody else happy. I believe in charity. I know that the happiest times in my life has been when I've gone out and helped someone. And that's important. The only way that we're going to defeat socialism is if we are all charitable on a personal level. We need to be willing to help our neighbors out. We don't need the government, because honestly, we need to be doing that on an individual level. I pray that we could go out there and be the best citizens of this country that we could possibly be. And I pray that we could go out there and help people, that we could go out there and help our fellow men. Because that is very important in this fight against socialism. Socialists don't want us to be charitable on an individual level. They want to take our money and they want to use the government for charity. They want to take money from the rich, meaning taking it from them and then giving it to the poor. And then they want to say that's the charity. And I'm saying no. I'm saying charity needs to happen on an individual level. Because if the government goes in there and takes money from the rich guy is losing his freedom. The rich guy is losing his right to be charitable on his own. I mean, we should have the freedom of whether or not we're going to be charitable. And when the government comes in and takes the money from the rich, they're taking their right to be charitable away. So let's protect that right. I think that the poor don't quite have, I guess, the respect for that government money. At least they don't have as much respect for it as they would if one of their neighbors had given it to them. I think that is something that they would have a lot more respect for, is if their fellow citizens showed up to their doorstep to help them out. I think that would mean a lot more to them than just a bunch of free stuff from the government. Thank you for watching tonight, Pocatello, and I hope that each of you have a good night.